Arthur Meek, Leander Totes, John Ogg, Natalie Medlock, and Orlando Stewart are feedback.
Feedback has been cancelled. As part of the new Broadcasting Standards Authority 18 Strikes and You're Out initiative, Feedback has been taken off the air indefinitely and effective immediately. The ruling includes criminal charges, fines and the following half-hour expose into what happened. The riveting story of Feedback's demise starts 2 weeks ago when host Arthur Meek was forced to apologise for a foul story in which muckraker Orlando Stewart used bedroom wall busting camera technology to film a kids TV presenter having sex with her husband. The offence was Feedback's 11th major breach. Other infringements include Natalie Medlock's exploitative stitch-up of an Auckland City bum and Orlando Stewart's episode 1 shocker, in which he appeared live in 2 cities at the same time.
I have an extreme crime live from Queenstown, and I'm live from Napier with a swing ball update.
But how did Feedback go from a benign 15 broadcasting standards breaches to a malignant 19 in just 1.5 episodes? The answer is as ironic as it is tragic. Breaches 11 through 16 came in the form of an ill-advised apology from Orlando Stewart.
During the last story, we received hundreds of text messages complaining that Dr. Keith Schreiber was the same scientist from my God Exists story earlier. Others have pointed out that he has also appeared in past stories of mine as a whale scientist, the head of the Insurance Council, swing ball lover Neil Tronson.
I think it's absolutely bloody ridiculous.
And Dumbledore in my Harry Potter sequence.
You've been down at Ogmeats doing your spells, haven't you?
I agree that this is a bad look and want to apologise wholeheartedly if these double-ups have lowered the truth value of any of my stories.
The resulting investigation revealed all 5 stories were fabricated, an offence under the Treaty of Waitangi. The final 2 infringements Trojan horsed themselves inside a ratings-grabbing plan, wheeled into the show by Orlando Stewart.
Let's cut out the middleman and get the muck on everyone with a people meter. Then all the people with ratings meters will watch. We get 100% ratings.
Yeah, but the ratings meters are top secret. How are we going to find out who the people are?
I'll make it up.
1 week later, Arthur Meek introduced Orlando's fatal story.
Orlando Stewart is live with his much-anticipated, exclusive report into television's most important phenomenon, the wonderful people with ratings meters in their homes.
Thanks, Arthur. If you think New Zealand television is a steaming sack of crap, you might have yourself to blame. There are 500 ratings meters in houses up and down Aotearoa. What these people watch is turned into ratings, and I've uncovered evidence that suggests these people are handpicked for their stupidity. Dr. Keith Schreiber explains.
We select the most gormless and bland people we can. Smart, eloquent and well-socialised people would tip the results towards the kind of high-end TV no one wants.
These are the faces of a small group of Kiwis who decide what goes on your box. These are the faces of morons. So next time you think television in this country is designed to appeal to morons, you're right. 500 households have hand-picked morons to be exact, and you're all watching. So if you don't like being called a moron, why don't you pick up a phone if you know how to use one? Or write an email if you can spell and complain all you like. No one cares, least of all me. Up yours, arseholes. I'm off. Forever. Back to you, Arthur.
Whoa, well, good one, Orlando. On behalf of the Feedback team, I utterly retract Orlando's suggestion that those of you with a ratings box are morons, arseholes or scum.
Arthur's apology was too late. The damage had been done and insulted ratings meter viewers switched off in droves. Ratings dropped from 100% to 0 in 3 seconds flat. Orlando had sabotaged the show and then legged it, but why? The answer is as sad as it is pathetic. Investigators revealed that Orlando had always wanted to bang Natalie Medlock. When Arthur impregnated her, Orlando plotted to bring the whole of Feedback down. He engineered the biggest ratings drop in history and then caught the next flight to Pakistan. Arthur was finished. The BSA called the cops and investigators found what can only be described as a Bernie Madoff-style Ponzi scheme of news faking. Scientist Dr. Keith Schreiber explains.
90% of feedback stories were being faked and the evidence was everywhere. It was a classic Bernie Madoff-style Ponzi scheme. News was going out, but no news was coming in.
But what really amazed investigators was the level of Meek's naivety. He seemed to have little or no knowledge of what was going on under his very nose. We caught up with Arthur just minutes before the taping of the apology and asked him how he felt about the last 2 weeks.
Thank you so much for doing this, I really appreciate it. Mum, could you please turn off the vacuum cleaner? These guys are here to film.
No swearing.
I'm not going to swear. Why would I swear? Thank you. Look, obviously I was shocked to find out that my whole show was faked. After the Māori terrorist thing, I knew that Orlando was making up the news, and obviously Natalie got pinged for their bums on bikes thing. But the effort that they went to staggered me. It would have been easier to report the real news. So Orlando and Natalie, I can believe that they were faking, but John and Leander, those guys were brought onto the feedback team for the sole reason that they were top-notch journalists.
Arthur was wrong. Leander and John were only there to make the team more ethnically varied.
Here in the Middle East, where a bloody battle is taking place between Americans...
This John Ong in the Middle East story was originally recorded by Pākehā reporter Richard Larson.
I'm here live in the Middle East, where a bloody battle is taking place between American forces and Taliban insurgents in Afghanistan. A mere 2,000 miles from where I'm standing here now in Dubai.
Sadly, Richard was deemed too middle-of-the-road and European-looking. He was dumped in favour of the more Asian Ong. Ong is currently facing criminal charges in relation to his news faking, which prevent him from showing his face on the show. I asked Arthur Meek why he is showing his face.
When feedback got canned, I thought I was finished. I pulled my car off to the side of the road, I'd attached a hose to the exhaust pipe, I was ringing New Idea, Woman's Day, Rachel Buccina, the other one. No one wanted the story. I decided I've got to get my shit together.
No swearing.
I'm sorry. I moved back in with Mum, and then this half-hour enforced apology opportunity came up. I am going to present the shit out of this apology. This is going to be a presenting tour de force. Arthur Meek at 150%.
The network disagrees.
Arthur Meek is a 150% deluded fool. This is a half-hour punishment, not an opportunity. I don't care how well this corpse hosts his own wake, he is dead. The guy's a complete clown.
I spent my last $20 on makeup. I've been doing vocal warm-ups for the past 2 days. I am ready, baby. This is not just an enforced apology. This is my chance to shine. This is my chance to force the network to put me back onto primetime. And the best thing of all is that I can present it all from the safety of Mum's house.
And now for Arthur Meek's half-hour feedback enforced apology special.
Hey, I'm Arthur Meek. Welcome to the show. It really is a pleasure to have you with me as we go behind the scenes to see how my staff faked the news and racked up a record 18 major Broadcasting Standards Authority breaches. We'll show you the stories that were deemed too fake to go to air, stories that weren't fake but seemed that way, and stories that the BSA doesn't even know feedback faked. Then, later on, I have a personal message for ex-feedback reporters Orlando Stewart, Leander Totes, John Ong, and the mother of my as-yet unborn child, Natalie Medlock. All that and more when you come back after the break on this extra special Feedback Enforced Apology. And that is how you present a fucking show. Bring on part 2. Mum, I'm working.
Don't swear, Arthur, or you can go outside.
Fine. Everybody out. I'm Arthur Meek. Welcome back to this episode-length Enforced Apology. Up until recently, I was the host of Feedback, an award-striving news show that has been taken off the air by joint action from the Broadcasting Standards Authority and the Fraud Squad on charges of making up the news. The question that I get asked the most is, how? How did my staff run an elaborate news-faking scam without me or anyone in my organisation noticing? 2 words: quality control. John, Orlando, Natalie and Leander ran an exceptionally tight ship. In order to show you how they worked, here are a couple of stories that were rejected. The first is from the ever lovely, ever beautiful and ever forgiving Natalie Medlock.
Thanks, Arthur. Race relations are on an uneasy footing today after an East Coast hapu was given the green light to resume their traditional tuatara harvest.
The tuatara is New Zealand's oldest living resident. Scientists believe the native lizard dates back to the time of the dinosaurs. If this is the case, then at 15 centimetres in length and with a top speed of half a centimetre a week, it is surely the lamest dinosaur of all time. Clive Nui thinks so and has won the right in the High Court to resume the traditional tuatara hunt.
Look, the tuatara are a pest, okay? They are a hole in the environment at the moment, depleting all the resources. Useless, absolutely useless. We're simply helping the environment get back on its feet.
He has organised dozens of East Coast hunts, which he claims have had a huge effect on out-of-control tuatara numbers. Captured tuatara are either eaten raw or smoked by locals. But East Coast Pākehā and animal rights groups say the practice is inhumane and are calling for a total ban on tuatara hunting.
Look, no one's denying that the tuatara, like all our native species, isn't a boring, pointless, complete waste of space that can't survive on its own, that needs millions of dollars in taxpayer money just to be kept alive for no discernible benefit to any of us. But, you know, beating them to death with cricket bats just seems disrespectful.
We're simply helping out Papa Tuanuku do her job. That's what she'd want of us, okay? Plus it's fun. I don't see what the big deal is.
With the tuatara hunting season starting again in just a few weeks, this seems like an issue likely to blow up again soon.
To the untrained eye, that would appear to be a simple story designed to ignite racial tensions in the hope of riding the inevitable knee-jerk, Māori-bashing talkback radio chatter to higher ratings. Sadly, this wasn't to be. The story was pulled before broadcast after failing to meet Feedback's exacting news-faking standards on 3 counts. 1, the tuataras were deemed to be too rubbery and cheap-looking. 2, Orlando hired the lead actor based on his name, Rocco. Orlando assumed he was Māori. On closer inspection, he turned out to be Slav. 3, the face being pulled by this lizard smoker was deemed unrealistic and gurning. In fact, papers seized this week show that unrealistic performances were at the heart of several further story rejections. This fake news story was so elaborate that it called for the manufacture and invention of a futuristic new pie.
I'm sure you'll agree with me when I say that Hodges's triple cheese, triple bacon, triple cheese snarlers are at least 9 times cheesier and 3 times more bacony than Hodges's double cheese and bacon variety. Now, what makes it even better is it now comes in the form of a pie. Let's go in for a sniff, eh? There's Ben Hutchison for a delicious live exclusive.
Ai, ka tika tau e Julian, and I'm sure you'll agree with me when I say that Hodge's new toru cheese, toru bacon, toru cheese, snarlers, tortiti are at least 9 times more cheesier and toru times more bacony than Hodge's double cheese and bacon variety. And what makes it even more better is it now comes in a pie. Let's take a sniff. Ka pai. This is Pita Taro Poto with a Tino Reka News exclusive.
Fuck! It's called a f***ing exclusive, you f***ed up slut, because we just f***ing did it before. Live and exclusive first, just there. So what, you take your shit and just f*** off, you pig-eyed slutty bitch, because, f***, what the f*** was that for, you f***ing ugly slut? F***ing hell! Why the f*** did you do that, you ugly whore?
In the end, the fake cook's nervous and sexually charged rant was deemed too odd to go to air. In the following case, a fake art awards was set up in order to arouse anti-lefty feelings in our viewers.
I'm here at the National Art Gallery, and this is Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa, the best painting in the world. It's also the winner of last night's Devonport Art Awards and the recipient of a $10,000 cash prize. I'm joined now by the chairman of the judging panel, Alex Denver. Alex, is it art?
Of course. The artist is quite literally ripping a page from our art history and mocking our very conception of what art is.
The piece entitled The Mona Lisa by Leonardo da Vinci is by Hamilton-based Huntley artist Simon Denton. Simon, you just ripped this print out of an art book and sent it in, am I right?
Yes.
Michelle, you look unhappy. Why?
Well, he just tore a page from a book and threw it on the floor. That's not art. I spent 6 months producing this. I mean, my kid could have made that Mona Lisa piece. It's not fair.
Alex, she's got a point.
I couldn't agree more, but my hands are tied. It's the Mona Lisa, best painting in the world. It trumps everything.
But couldn't anyone just rip a page out of a book and send it in?
Yes, but the point is, they didn't.
Ultimately, the story was chucked for being too lame. After the break, I say sorry some more, and then I'm going to show you some stories that Feedback faked but got clean away with. Then later, I make a heartfelt plea to sexy but disgraced reporter Natalie Medlock to let me share custody of our as-yet-to-be-born love child. All that and more when you come back to this world-first episode-length enforced apology on Feedback. I fucking nailed that shit.
No swearing.
That's why I'm outside. Hello, I'm Arthur Meek, and it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you back to this enforced, episode-length Broadcasting Standards Authority apology. As has been well documented, Feedback, the news show that I hosted, has been taken off the air for repeatedly faking the news. The way I see it, there were 3 main types of Feedback story. Firstly, there were the stories that we got caught faking and were heavily fined and censured for. Secondly, there were the stories that we faked but got clean away with. And thirdly, here's a story that was real but was widely believed to be faked.
Meet Igor Geldov, the Russian oil billionaire and environmental activist with a twist. The twist is, he hates the environment. In 2006, he bought 700 hectares of Amazon rainforest, only to destroy it by burning the word renewable in giant ecosystem-ruining letters. In 2008, he paid Japanese whalers $4 million to strap an environmentally friendly Prius to a blue whale. We caught up with the man Rolling Stone dubbed the Tsar of Earth-hating chic in Auckland's beautiful inner-city gardens, and asked him why he spends millions of dollars on environmental eco-terror humorism. Mother Nature is a whore. I hate her. I want to humiliate her. She is my toilet. But far from just a rich man's hobby, his environic joking has become big business, with his first 2 books, Punching Mother Nature in the Face and How to Leave a Time Turd for Your Children, camped at the top of the New York Times bestseller list. And his latest stunt is set to prove he has the biggest carbon footprint in the world. I'm proud to tell you that I have the world's biggest carbon footprint. It's 5 miles long, made of coal, and I had it dumped on the Galapagos Islands. Love him or hate him, Igor is here to stay. And if you want to meet him, he will be burning 6,000 copies of his book, South Island Dairy Farmers Rule, in Tongariro National Park this Sunday.
If there are complaints about any of those stories, then I'd be more than happy to present another enforced half-hour apology. But until then, that's our show. Before we go, I have a personal message for Natalie Medlock, the sexy but recently detained feedback reporter. Natalie, of all the ethical standards that I've breached over the course of my career, the one that I'm most proud of is the one that got you pregnant. I know that legal difficulties caused by your lying and cheating mean that you're not allowed to appear on air, but if you're watching, Natalie, I love you, and I want to be a father to our child. To the rest of the feedback team, Orlando, I hate you. John, you're a dead man. And Leander, I'm coming to get you, so you better watch your back. In the meantime, that's it from me, Arthur Meek. So New Zealand, good night, sleep tight, and New Zealand make some news. I fucking nailed it. I fucking nailed that motherfucker. Oh, fuck yes. Oh, it doesn't matter anymore, does it? Fuck, cunt, shit, fuck, cunt. Fuck!